Hello Scorpio, it is my intention to share with you today the reading that is going to be the map for the next 6 months from January to June. And I personally don't really like working with the future, but I thought that this was a good idea because it allows you to be prepared to face whatever you have to face, basically, and that's a very good idea always. So, without further ado, let's go right into your reading. There are 2 rows, 2 cards for each month, and basically what they mean is that the first card is your theme, the main theme of the month, which is the thing that I care the most, because this is the most important, in my opinion, for you to be able to tackle the challenges that you're going to be facing each month. However, because I realized that a lot of people do care about love and loving relationships a lot, I'm not one to deny any kind of request, and I thought it could be a good idea, so I dealt another card that has to do only with loving relationships. So we'll go about this row first, and then I'll explain to you this story, and we'll see what happens, okay? Let's go with January. I think that you should really go out this month, because the danger is that you remain too much on your own, behind closed doors, basically, like alone. The Hermit is a very good card because it tells you that you should take time for yourself and to learn from an introspective method, so to speak. But when it is reversed, it can either mean that you are spending too much time on your own, or you're not spending enough time on your own. Now, when I look at this card, I think it's the first one. Sorry about that. I think it's the first one. I think you are spending too much time, and you are saying, no, it's just that I need to reflect. I need to think about this. I need to sit down and just be quiet. And while that does work sometimes, you have to realize that spirituality, which is this card, spirituality not only is about breathing, but it's also about socializing and just enjoying the present moments. Now, because we are humans and because we are social animals, even though we are capable of basically living life by ourselves, it is still a good idea that you listen to this card's warning or message, and please do go out. Find opportunities to go out and enjoy your time with other people. And if you can do that, you can also go to a park, to a mountain, to a hill, some place that's natural and where you can reconnect with nature, not through meditation or prayer or alone time, but rather through being present to the moment. And the best way to be present to the moment that I know of is to go back to nature. So please bear that in mind. This is a major arcana, so it is a big deal. Now, when it comes to this card, 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles reverse means that you are really feeling alone and you don't like it. That, or it can mean that you're going to lose someone. But I think, well, both of them are the same. Basically, even if you lose someone, you're still gonna, because you lost someone important to you, you are gonna feel alone. So this talks about lonely. Even though you are surrounded by luxuries, you still don't find the energy to enjoy that kind of environment, because even though you have luxuries, what you really want is not that. It is to be with people. So the first 2 months talk about solitude and too much time by yourself. So if you want to make it out alive, if you want to have a good experience regardless of that, I would advise you to go out, enjoy your time with friends, and please do get to know people if you can. It's always a good idea to do that if you are feeling lonely. At any rate, during March, it's gonna be the first of your 2 most important months. March, you have the High Priestess, and this means that you really need to trust yourself. You need to be at peace. You need to be at ease. You need to remain steady and trust your heart, because whatever is within that place, and by that place I mean your heart, whatever is inside is true, and you should pay attention to it, because it is a good idea and it will help you out, and I think you will, which is because it is upright, so I think you are going to be able to do that just fine. Especially if this is right next to Justice. So January and February are going to be months where you're going to be feeling really alone, and it's going to suck, I think. I'm sorry about that, but it doesn't matter, because what matters is not the energy, is what you do with it. So feeling alone sucks. But if you choose to react in a way that makes you closer to people, then it's a good thing, because loneliness pushed you to socialize. And socialize is always a good thing. So it's always a good idea. So even though they may be kind of unpleasant, I think you're going to handle them just fine. Because on March and April, it's going to be a month where you're going to be standing on your own truth. You're going to be steady. You're going to be standing up for yourself. You're going to be just. You're going to be balanced. And I think people will notice that. So whatever happens during these 2 months, these two are major arcana. So these signal that these months are going to be very important. And you're going to be doing just fine. In fact, more than just fine. You're going to be doing great. Very good months. And be honest, be truthful, don't fall into lies, don't be dishonest. Just keep truth on your feet. Stand on truth and you'll be fine. When it comes to May, 10 of Wands reverse. Now this tells me that during this month you're going to lose a bunch of things. I think that related to projects or passions. But even though you may not agree with it, it is actually a good idea, because 10 of Wands, even if it's alright, it does talk about stress. And not just any kind of stress, but unnecessary stress. Why is it unnecessary? Because this guy, if you look at him, he could just leave like 5 wands on the ground or ask for help to anyone nearby, and then go to the city, come back, pick them up, and go back again. So basically, you could work smarter, but you're not doing it because you are like focused on just getting these damn wands to the city, and it's not really healthy for you. So I think that you're going to be losing a bunch of stuff, regarding projects or passions, as I said, and it's going to be a good thing, even if it makes you feel, even if it's unpleasant to you, even if you disagree. I think it's going to be a time to be light. You know, you're going to become light, basically. Light as in lightweight, not light as in light and darkness. And, well, I think this card is related to the world, and this is very worrying, because it is a major arcana, and it is reverse, and it's only the last month. So I can't really give you any more information about this, other than I think you're going to be experiencing a paradigm shift that is going to change the things that you think are important to you. So right now you have the world like this, and this is your world, and it's alright, but when you get to June, you're going to be experiencing something so drastic that you are going to be changing the way you see the world and the things you want in your world. And this, I don't think you're going to like this one bit, but it's for the better, it's for the best. I guess we'll see when you are living that moment, but the warning, because I can't really see the future, you know. I'm not really. That's why I don't like working with the future. Did I say that? Let me say. Well, I think I did. In any case, I don't really like working with the future because I can't really give you specific data. It doesn't work like that. At least from my perspective, it doesn't. What I can work with, though, is the energy. So any event has some kind of energy, and the events that you're going to be experiencing are going to literally rock your world. So remain steady. I think you learned the lesson. You're going to be prepared for this. March and April, I think the reason why they're going to be so great is because you're going to be... This is the moment where you get ready to face this. So that's a good thing. And I'm very... how could I say... What's the word for that? Like, I would really like to know about this. It is a mystery, but a good mystery, and I would like. I think it's very exciting. But I guess we'll see when you get to live it. Maybe you'll disagree with me, and you'll like say, no, it's not really exciting. It's actually quite stressful. But again, it's for the best. So keep that in mind. Now let's continue with love. We have the Tower here. Reverse, which means that when it comes to love, you're not going to want to let go. You're not going to want to go with the flow. You're going to try to keep something for yourself, even if you know that doesn't belong to you. Now, this card is right beneath the Hermit reverse, which means that right off the bat, January is going to be a boom for you. You're going to start the year with a bang, and that means that something that you don't like is going to happen, and you'll have to deal with it, because even though you're going to try to resist that, during February you're going to concede defeat. but not in a good way. Even though you're going to be standing up, you're going to be hating life for a while. I believe. Now, this card is just beneath the Nine of Pentacles reverse, which means that you're going to be experiencing loss. And you're not going to like that one bit. So you're going to be like bitter, you're going to be paranoid, you're going to think that life hates you, that life only deals you bad cards, which is funny because if you take a look at the next cards, you're going to be amazed. But whatever it happens, you're going to be feeling bitter, really bitter. But the reason why I don't really think it's that bad is because right on the next month, like on March, just below the High Priestess, you have the Five of Cups, and that talks about you're going to trust yourself, and you're going to realize that it was actually a good thing. Like, losing this individual from your life, even though it is painful, you're going to accept it finally, and you're going to realize somehow that it was actually a good thing. It is actually a good thing that it happened, and you're going to mourn, you're going to cry, you're going to miss them, but in the end, you're going to realize that there's more waiting for you in the future, which is exactly the case, because even though you're going to feel blue, the next month is going to be the start of something new, because you have the Seven of Cups. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. Why is this a good thing? Because it means that you have the chance to create something new for yourself, and you're going to know that. And it's going to be great, because you'll have plenty of opportunities, you'll have plenty of life paths, and you're going to realize that. But the warning with this card is that you don't have all the information to make a very good decision. In fact, if you rush it, if you make too much of a rushed decision, you may make a bad choice, not because something that looks good is not really good at all. But you may, if you don't wait, if you don't give time to tell you the things that you need to know in time, you may make a mistake and choose something that you thought was good, only to find out later that it's actually bad for you. Then again, because this is below the Justice card, I think you're going to be aware of this, and you're going to take time, and you're going to be just, and you're going to be fair, you're going to be honest, you're going to be open to people, and because of that, this is my favorite month for you. The Magician. The Magician. My favorite card, even that's why I'm called Magician. So the reason why this is such a good card is because it is the first major arcana, and it talks about basically you having the right to do whatever you want. Not in a bad way, of course, but even though you can actually manifest something bad if you want. Then again, I wouldn't advise that, because if you manifest bad things, you're going to enjoy them at first, but there's always a bill to pay at the end. So why not, instead of trying to do something bad, you try to manifest your dreams? Because you can, when it comes to love. You can create the perfect relationship, you can go after the woman you, or the man you like. Or when it comes to people who are already in a couple, even though I don't really think you're going to be in a couple, because you're going to be experiencing a loss, but let's say you do have a couple by this time. Even though I don't believe it, but let's say you do. For the people who does, this means that it's going to be a wonderful time for you to manifest what you want in the relationship, because the Magician doesn't really contemplate any other person than himself. Not because he's selfish, but just because he knows that he's the center of life and of his life, and if anything's gonna change, it's gonna start from him, which is the wisdom of the ages. And if you can keep that in mind, you will be able to have a good month when it comes to love here. Now, this card is just beneath the Ten of Wands reverse, which means that even though you're going to lose a bunch of things, it's going to be for the better, which is what I said before. You may find it unpleasant, but it is a good thing, so don't get too caught up on this. Just enjoy the ride, In love, anything is possible this month, as long as you take the action and the willpower to manifest it, because the Magician doesn't wait. High Priestess, she does. She can pray and then wait, trusting that the universe is going to deliver her what she has asked for. But the Magician doesn't wait around. He goes forward, and without, not like in a violent way. He's very smart. He's very clever. He's very wise. So he goes forward because this is willpower, but he does so in a very smart and divine way. So That's your card for May. It's a very good card. And then this is followed by the Page of Pentacles, which means that there is a new thing coming for you on that month. What is it exactly? I do not know. It depends on your experience. You'll see. You'll get to see. Life wouldn't be fun if we knew every surprise before it happens. Then they wouldn't be surprises, actually. So, but what I can tell you is that whatever happens that's new in love, it will have to do with your job. Maybe you're gonna start something new, because this is something that's right beneath the world reverse, which means that even though you're gonna be experiencing loss, you're gonna gain a lot back in due time if you're patient enough and if you're humble enough. As I said, don't get too caught up in this change. It might be chaotic, but it's for the best. Always remember that. And when it comes to love, it's a good idea for you to check your, how can I say this? Like, if you are single, there's a huge chance that you're gonna meet someone by focusing on your job or your work, and that person may be related to that, because this is a pentacle. But if that doesn't, or maybe it's a person, maybe you'll meet someone who's very focused on his projects or her projects. So that could also mean that as well. But the energy is something new, something that has to do with work or the way you gain money, and it's gonna be positive. Now, when it comes to the base energy, Knight of Cups reversed, and what does this card tells us is that you're gonna be experiencing loss, especially of someone you loved a lot. Now, this could be you. This could mean that it's just that I really feel that you're gonna be losing someone. Especially the first 2 months. I do believe that there are gonna be some arguments, there are gonna be some fights, there are gonna be some disagreements, and you're not gonna be able to see eye to eye, which means that you may lose something, and that is supported by this. I think you're gonna be experiencing loss, but an emotional loss, which is gonna leave you disappointed. It's gonna leave you wounded, but it is not gonna last long. It is only going to be a process. Actually, you're gonna be quite quick to overcome this. If we go along by the story, you should be alright already by March. So even though these 2 months are gonna be kind of chaotic, then the rest of the cards are really good. Even this thing. However chaotic it might be, I'm always excited for some big changes. So, and so should you, because that's life, you know. If you are not excited by changes, then you are not understanding what life is about. There's nothing permanent in life. Nothing, not even love. I mean, love is permanent, love is eternal, obviously everything is made of love. But when it comes to objects, or persons, or events, or situations, or conditions, or anything like that, everything vanishes. If it's not now, it's gonna be the time when you die. So, and that's not depressing, that's actually a release. Because once you realize that you're gonna lose everything, and that life is change, always constant change, then if you truly realize that, then you'd be able to let go of any kind of attachments, which is basically what we are learning right now, as a whole. Now, I don't know why I said that, I just felt like saying it, and that's a good thing, because it means that it is a lesson you have to learn here. You have to learn how to let go, how to enjoy the ride of life, and realize that basically you are the center of everything in your life. In your subjective experience, you are with you 24/7 during your whole life, and even after you die, you are still going to be with you. Maybe not in the form you are familiar with, but in your consciousness you're gonna, yeah, you're still gonna be you. But I don't want to talk about that anymore, because I don't know what happens after death. So anyway, I can feel it, but I haven't died yet, so I don't really know it, but I can feel it. I do feel that death is not real. And the reason why I'm telling you this is so you realize, again, it all comes back to the same principle: let go. Don't get attached. Certainly do love things. Certainly do appreciate them. But once it is time for something to change, you gotta change. Go with the flow. Don't go against it, or God is gonna be, he's never pissed off, but He's gonna change it for you anyway, and you're gonna be resentful. Don't do this to yourself. Just accept that you have to change and go with the flow so you don't get mad when you lose things. Then again, you're gonna be fine in the end, so it's alright. Nothing to worry about. This is only a moment where you'll have to let go of attachments and just enjoy life for what it is and get over it, basically. So it is a very good reading, actually. And even though if it starts kind of rocky, at the end you're gonna be amazed. Do keep in mind this month. Do keep in mind June. Something's gonna happen in June, and I don't mean to say that in a very mysterious and suspenseful way, even though it does sound epic, but it's not my intention. My intention is for you to realize that, again, changes are the only thing that's certain in life. All the rest, only clouds passing by, basically. Even your perspective of life. Anyway, if this works or not, I guess we'll see in 6 more months. If it does work, I will appreciate you coming back and telling me, hey, you know what, it was great, it actually helped me out, and I'll be happy. But if it doesn't work, then you are more than welcome to come back and tell me, you know, your reading sucks, please stop doing that. And I'll take that gracefully, and I'll learn from it, but I'll keep going anyway, because I love myself too much. Anyway, I'm rambling, so if you like the video, I'll invite you to give me a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel, and if you would like to join my Facebook page, because I post a lot of goodies in that page, and I think you could enjoy it. But if you don't worry, I love you anyway, it doesn't really matter, and I wish you the best, and yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I guess you have some big times ahead of you. Some good times and some exciting times. So I think you should be happy about it. Don't get too caught up on anyway, so this is still the future. If you're watching this before the end of this reading, it is still the future, so don't get too caught up with it. But be ready, alright? Just be aware of what's going on around you. Be honest. Let go of things. Enjoy your life. I hope you found this reading to be good. Wish you the best, guys. Take care.